Let's go to Boston, Massachusetts, where Brian Concannon is. He is Executive Director of Project Blueprint. That's a foreign policy advocacy group. He's also lived in Haiti for 25 years, so it's a pleasure having you in the program. Thank you for your time. First, your reaction to the recent developments in Haiti. It seems like an incredibly messy situation. I mean, if the now fired chief prosecutor was in possession of enough evidence to charge the prime minister, how could he then be fired?
Well, first, thanks for having me on. And yes, it is an incredibly messy situation, and it keeps getting messier. We're now over 2 months since President Moise's death, and it does not look like we're any closer to finding out who organized the killing. This latest development, it's an illegal prime minister firing a prosecutor who and he's claiming only the illegal minister of justice can fire him. So the context is a great breakdown in Haiti's democracy, so that it's probably going to continue to be a mess. With respect to the allegations against Prime Minister Henry, they do seem strong. The information has not been verified, but it appears that he was making telephone calls to someone who was a prime suspect at 4 in the morning, a few hours after President Moise's death.
What do you think all of this is creating in terms of the look of Haiti's democracy?
I don't think this latest development makes a big difference. Haiti's democracy has been dismantled for the 10 years that President Moise's party has been running Haiti. This is more evidence that how bad it is, and Haitians are more frustrated than they are surprised. And they're less, I mean, they're looking at these short-term developments, but what most Haitians that I'm talking to are focused on is the long-term solutions. There are no short-term solutions to Haiti's crises. What they're working on is trying to get their democracy back, setting the stage to have good elections so that you can have a legal government, you can have the return of the rule of law, and you can get the country back moving on the right track.
I mean, it's not more than 40 suspects in custody over President Moise's killing. Considering the state of affairs politically in Haiti, how likely is it that they'll solve this case?
At this point, it's looking unlikely. They have, among those 40 people, there is reason to believe that the people who actually pulled the trigger are within that group. And there are many other people who were probably involved at some level in the planning. But it's also clear that they don't have the top people. None of the people who've been arrested have the capacity to pull off an assassination like this. A lot of them were just being used. And it looks like a lot of the signs are pointing to people within President Moise's PHTK party as being involved in the assassination, including with the latest evidence, Dr. Henry. And so it's looking like it's an inside job, but nobody is really clear on exactly who did it, although there are a lot of rumors. There's very little proof, and the investigation is generally not going well. Many of the judicial actors who've worked on it had to quit working because of threats, because of lack of security.
Brian Concannon at Project Blueprint, once again, appreciate your time.